This is Maura Stevens with Focus on Nova Real Estate, and I'm here with Steve Salvatore from Atlantic Coast Mortgage. And today we're going to talk about why it's important for buyers to get pre-approved early in the home buying process. Why is that important, Steve?
Well, there's a couple pieces to that puzzle, but I think the most important thing is to have people ready, because this market can come at them pretty quick. But there's kind of four linchpins that I have for this. One, I want you to be able to determine your budget. Have, a pre-approval gets you a clear idea of what you can afford. When you have a realistic budget, you'll know which houses you can afford and what you can't afford. It's also going to save you time and prepare you for potential price escalations and related consequences, because with limited inventory, it's not been typical this spring and prior springs that the offer you put on the house is going to be it, and it's not always going to be the same as what they're putting the house on the market for.
Right.
So I think that takes some work mentally to be ready for when that comes. So I think having those numbers and me sending you numbers and going, well, if the house is on for 520, what if you went to 530? What does that look like? And then what are the consequences stashed within that? Because as you know, it's not an easy thing to just write a contract and then maybe escalate a little bit. There's usually underlying pieces, what are the contingencies, and then probably the most important one for me and a buyer who's using a lender is the appraisal contingency. So it's important to do that. The other part is it gives you a competitive advantage. We've got everything there. I literally had a conversation before I came in here with someone who's asking some questions about one of my borrowers, and I go, I got his income, I got his assets, I've got everything I need. The employment's all good. He has switched jobs, but he's on a salary and all of that fits, and they're in great shape.
And that carries a lot of weight because the listing agent knows that you've done your vetting of the buyer. And so when they call you, they want to know that that's happened.
Yeah, and I think in this quick-paced market, it's really important that everybody kind of is on the same page and has an understanding of that. So I think it's critical for me to talk to listing agents and I don't lie. So I'm not going to say they've got something when they don't have it. I'm going to say this is what your capacity is to do this. And that's, I think, really important for the borrower too.
Right.
And I don't have a lot of people who do this. I don't have a lot of people who go out and write offers that they really can't afford, because we have long discussions about what it looks like on a monthly basis. And one of the other comments I make to borrowers is, I don't want you living to make your mortgage payment.
Right.
In this area, yes, you can buy cheaper property typically further out, all the way to West Virginia. But if you work in the Pentagon, you're going to spend your life in a car, and I don't think that that's a viable life for you. So that's one. The other piece of this is by getting everything up front, we can do faster closings. At Atlantic Coast, we can close things in 2 weeks and 3 weeks on a VA, and I want you ready for that. But part of that is having everything done, but also you mentally ready to be able to go, wait, you want me to close in 2 weeks? I'm like, yes, because that's going to help you win this contract.
That's right.
So that's those. And then the last part is trying to avoid last minute surprises with either credit issues or challenges that we have. I've had people change jobs midstream. I've had all sorts of fun in the mortgage business over the last so many years. But I just want to be as prepared as possible for that stuff. And I also want the buyers to be in the same position.
Right. Well, thank you, Steve. And if you have questions about why it's important to get pre-approved or anything about the pre-approval process, just reach out. Thank you.
Thank you.